All right, last group of signs, guys. The informational signs. And there's really no big descriptor on this, otherwise, they're just going to give information. There's really no rules, no laws against any of these things. They might warn you of places you can and can't go, like state parks or rest areas or something like that. But really, it's just more for your information. So as we look at it, the brown signs, uh, just again, historical markers, state parks, boat launches, canoe launches, things like that. Really not supposed to be, they're not standing out to you. Some people do miss these signs because they are colored kind of like the surroundings, especially in the summer. When you look into the woods, you're not going to see a lot of state park signs flashing at you because they're not red, they're not yellow, they're not really standing out. The blue signs, vehicle services here. This is a good one. 911 is police. 411, is information. 511 is actually a number you can call to get information on weather. So like if you're driving from Watertown up to Duluth and it starts to get really bad, the weather gets bad as you go through Minneapolis, you can actually call 511 and ask them about Duluth. And if they say, oh my gosh, it's terrible, there's a blizzard, then they can tell you ahead of time that you should not be there. Of course, many of us will just go on weather apps, but this is a good information phone number that you can just remember quickly off the top of your head. Obviously, rest area, bike routes. Now you're getting to the green. With this sign, obviously the 5, 13, and 4. It means Barrett is 5 miles straight ahead. Herman is 13 miles to the left if you take a left, so on and so forth. This sign right here can be really helpful. It's on the side of the road on many major roadways of the HTS. And this is a mile marker. And basically, like if you're driving somewhere, like maybe out to Hutch or something like that, and you have a flat tire, you could stop and call, a police or somebody, a service person, and say, I don't know where I am, but I've blown a tire and I need some help. I know that I'm on Highway 7 by mile marker 25, and they will be able to say, that's fine. We know exactly where you are just by getting that information. So it's kind of important to you. And you can also watch it, obviously, if you're on a road trip and trying to count miles and things like that. This group of signs, I'm going to look first at these two. These two, you can see the shield shape. That is basically, they were thought of as defense. We know we already talked about the interstate, how it was built for military. This is also military, but this has stops along the way. This doesn't have any stops along the way. And those don't change as they go across the course of the United States. So Highway 12 that runs through Delano does not change as it goes across the United States. Now, these two numbers, this number right here in particular, Minnesota 40, that means as it moves through the state of Minnesota, no matter where it goes, it'll always be number 40. So you won't get lost until you cross state lines. Some kids cross state lines on a road trip and then they get lost because all of a sudden the number changes. These two, you can probably guess, they change at the county line. We live right next to a county line. If you were to drive to Ridgedale Mall, you probably notice that you drive on Highway 20 until you get out to just south of Delano, almost to the golf course, and then all of a sudden the number changes. If you're headed towards Mound, it goes from County Road 24 to County Road 15 because you crossed over into Hennepin County. So these can change at the county line. Something you might want to kind of put in your memory bank and kind of use as you're driving around. All right, that's informational signs, and we'll be talking later a little bit about pavement markings as well.